Hey, what up, socialites? Welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
I'm in DC all weekend at the DC Improv. Then Tuesday, I'm at the Hollywood Improv for the Netflix Is a Joke Festival in Los Angeles, California. After that, I'm in Calgary. So many sold out shows in Calgary. Then it's Rochester, Pittsburgh, Denver, Tacoma. Then I'm getting married. So close. 2 months today, Gas. Crazy, right? Well, 2 months the day that we're recording.
Crazy, yeah. Damn. I'm excited, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've never been to Seattle.
What do you got going on?
I will be in Chicago in 2 weeks. Then I'm going to be in Philadelphia, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, LA, Long Island, Boston, Washington, D.C., Tampa, Detroit, Manchester, Tennessee, which is like 45 minutes outside of Nashville, Atlanta, Staten Island, Freehold, New Jersey, Austin, Dallas, Columbus, Cincinnati, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Rochester, and Manasquan, New Jersey.
There's a place called Freehold.
Freehold. It's a popular Jersey place.
Big difference, though.
Freehold.
Could you imagine if it was Freehold?
Well, Freehold is what that guy on the internet called me. Did you see that video I just posted? I posted another.
No, but isn't Freehold beans in Spanish?
I don't know. I think you're thinking of.
It's Freehold.
Freehold is cold.
Oh, I think it's Frio.
Oh, Frio. Frejo.
Let's just both pretend we speak Spanish. Anyway, no, that guy on the internet. We need to stop. We really
but
don't.
Did you see
and I have been too much.
This guy
week.
Called me. He said, "You're not funny, and you're a little poontang."
He called you a poontang.
Then I Googled what a poontang was, and it says that it's a skank. It's a promiscuous girl, right? It's someone who uses sexual favors to gain advantage. So that's what he called me. On top of being unfunny, I'm an educational slut. So I want to make a bunch of videos, right? But I know I'll get myself in trouble. Like I was going to be like in like lingerie, just doing lesson plans, like a little poontang. But I realized that that's going to get me in trouble. So I will not.
One of these days.
Also, Joe, you know what I was just thinking when we were talking about this episode?
Tell me.
Next week's Mother's Day. So maybe we should finally do a Mother's Day episode where we bring our moms on.
Maybe we'll do it.
We're talking about this for the first time right now, so it might happen, might not. We don't know.
Who knows, you guys? Sorry, you're going to have to tune in next week and figure it out.
So
much going on.
I'm going to Legoland tomorrow, Joseph. Do you know about Legoland?
Why do you keep going back to Legoland?
Nothing
against it.
I've never been
Gaspare
there.
Loves it.
I've never been there in my life.
Did you take Gaspare and Lucy last year? You went to Legoland?
No.
You went to Lego something. Where did you take them? And you ended up getting a hotel that was way bigger.
Yes, we went to the Crayola factory. They love crayons.
Oh, but you see what I did, right?
Yes. So you know what's so funny? When I said that we were going to Legoland, they asked too if it's going to be the same hotel as the Crayola factory. So even they assumed. No, so Legoland's hotels, I'm not like promoting it because we didn't even go yet, so I could care less.
They have hotels?
There's a hotel on the Legoland resort, right? It's like a resort.
There's a resort?
So they are incredibly overpriced, but you could stay at like a Hilton down the road and it's like an $100 difference. And then on top of the $100 difference, then you have to pay for a parking pass. Or you get the hotel on the grounds and you don't have to pay for the parking pass. So it is expensive, but like the rooms.
Where is it?
Upstate New York. It's an hour and 30 minutes from my house. That's it.
Is it like an amusement park?
Yeah, there's one in Florida and then there's one an hour and a half away from my house. So the one in Florida is probably better because it's warmer, but like it's the same thing, you know? Either way.
I gotta say, not a big amusement park guy for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's fun. We're going for 2 days. So like, I feel like, so the hotel itself is Lego themed. So like in the lobby of the hotel is like a bouncy house and a ball pit. And like, there's a scavenger hunt. They give you like a map when you get there and you got to like find all these things throughout the hotel. So like, that'll be fun and cute. The kids will have something to do in the hotel, you know? And I personally like that the park closes at 5 o'clock. So Melissa's like, that's so early for a park. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but then we'll go like into the town at night, you know, like there's probably like some upstate town that we could like go and eat at like a Cracker Barrel, but like a real, not a Cracker Barrel, like a real country restaurant. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, I like that. Like, I want to eat like off a menu that's like written on a whiteboard and it's like Mama's meatloaf, you know? Like, I want that. And I feel like we can get that upstate. But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Spot on with Mama's meatloaf.
Yeah.
Mama's
not Mama.
meatloaf.
Mama. Like,
Mama's meatloaf and Peggy's pot pie.
And it's like $4.99, you know?
And there's pies, lots of pies.
Yeah, like I want to like eat like shit. Like I want to like be sick. Like
shit your pants. Yeah, no,
I don't shit my pants. I'm an adult. So Joe, I found this list online. I wanted to go over it with you before we get into the emails. It's an emails only episode,
which
guys.
We do have a lot of emails. We are going to get into emails. By the way, you guys, quick shiggity wiggity. That's shout out to our Patreon members at patreon.com/SocialStudiesPodcast. We've seen an uptick in Patreon subscriptions.
Yes.
We love it. We're giving you bonus episodes. We're doing a little this and a that. We have this thing we're going to do with Patreon. I'll tell you in Patreon. Can't really talk about it yet, but it's over there. So consider becoming a member, keeping us on the air. Love you. Thank you.
And we've been posting some extra episodes on there. We got another episode, coming to you soon. So, all right. So this guy, Joe, you need to listen because I know that you get distracted on list.
I'm listening.
This guy is going viral for sharing a list of what's really important on a first date. Okay. So now you're going to think back to your first dates in your life. I'll think of mine, right? And we're going to talk about this list. Now, this is an emails only episode, so we're not going to spend 42 minutes on this, although it could happen. So, all right. The first one, this guy wrote, I made a list of the most important things to do on a first date if you really want to impress the girl, right?
The girl.
Or the girl, the guy, I guess he wrote her. It's just his gender.
Well, we're very different.
Yes, but also people are people. That's how I look at things. So if you want to impress the person. All right. Also, Joe, just a side note, I did these clubs.
23andMe?
I did, the club in Jersey this weekend.
I want you to do a 23andMe. I wonder if you're actually even really Italian.
I am. Well, my brother did it and we have the same DNA, I'm sure, majority of it. So I'm Iranian, I'm a little Nigerian, mainly 95% Italian. I'm from Mali, which is in Africa. Most Sicilians have a lot of African blood in them because we've talked about this because Sicily was a trading port. So everyone going from Iran to the Europe to Africa to the Middle East, anyone was stopping in Sicily. And then when you were stopping to, trade, stay in the hotel, you were hanging out with the locals. And my great someone was a local and she was hanging out with the ships.
Love that.
So, all right. This is things for the first date. You're right. And maybe it is a little different male to female. I don't know. I've only dated the females. So you can weigh in. All right. So I took a few minutes to make a list of what's really important. Number one, be there early so you don't leave her, but we could say them waiting. I agree.
That's a given.
I'm always early to everything. So
for everything. I hate tardiness for some reason. Morgan, sometimes it drives him fucking nuts. Well, if we're if we're a minute late, I'm pissed. Like when we're out the door and he's dilly-dallying, I'm like, we have to go. Same. And he like cannot handle me being like that to the point where I will be like, I'll be in the car. I will have the car started sitting in the car being like, get in here now.
Yeah.
And he can't do it. So then I straight up told him, I was like, if you're running late, I'm just going to leave. And he's like, go do it. I'll meet you there. And I was like, I will.
Oh, that's
and I just never, I can't do it. I can't actually do it. But the other day we were late and our friends made a comment about it. And I was just like, this was not me.
Well, it sucks. Like Melissa will be like, well, what's the big deal? Like it starts at 2, but like that's when they want you to be there. And she's usually early to things too. But like if it's like a kid's party or something, like a party, she's like, we don't have to get there exactly 7.
There's certain things.
Like,
there's certain
we
things.
Do. Like I'm like one of those people for most things. Like if you're 15 minutes early, you're 5 minutes
You're
late.
on time.
No, like you're already
Okay.
5 minutes late. Like you should be there 20 minutes early just waiting. Like
That's a lot.
That door opens at 7. No, 10 minutes early for a party. This way I find a parking spot. Like Melissa always gets on me when I do shows because if the show's at 7, I'm like, I'd like to be there 5:30.
4. Yeah.
She's like, why? You too, though. You're like that. You like to get there early.
I like to be early. Yeah.
And she's like, why do you have to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours early? And I'm like, I like to get in, settle, talk to the owner,
meet the people,
talk to the waitresses, like, the staff.
I've been a little different now, though. If it's a club that I've been to before and I know everyone, I'll text them and be like, yo, if the show starts at 6, I go on at 6:30. I'll text them and be like, I'll be there at 5:30. But a half an hour early is the bare minimum.
But that would like stress me out because like parking, like I told Melissa, she's like, there's a parking lot connected to the club. And I'm like, what if there's no spots in the lot? She's like, it's a massive lot. I'm like,
it's just like me.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, listen.
Next one. What's that?
Oh, wait, but what I was going to say is I did these shows this weekend and they have all the pictures of, you have like your picture around the club. So I took all the pictures of myself, like the giant frame photos, and I just hung them all around my mom's guest room where my brother sleeps. This way, when him and his wife come, there's just all photos of me.
Hilarious.
All right. Next one. Grab flowers and a small card letting her know that you appreciate her time.
I'm on a first date?
On a first date. That's
absolutely
a hell no.
Not creep. Yeah, you fucking
flowers,
serial killer.
I could understand flowers.
No.
Listen,
hell no.
I got Melissa flowers on our first date, but we
on
knew
your first date,
but
you already knew each other.
We knew each other.
Yeah, there's a difference.
So I was gonna say, like, if it was like a Tinder date and then you show up with flowers, it's fucking weird.
Weirdo.
And a card?
They're gonna wear your skin.
What are you writing in the card?
Hey. What are you gonna write? Hey, I know you really like Phil, and then just a blank.
Thank you for your time. Open the doors always. I still open the car door for Melissa. Like,
I open the door for anybody. I open the door for you.
I still open the car door for Melissa, and we've been together for 15 years. I always open the door for her since we were young.
Next.
Compliment her. Okay, duh. I mean, whatever.
Okay, whatever. What are you trying to get backhanded?
Settle her in with a hug. What the fuck does that even mean?
I hate it.
Settle her in. Hey, girl.
I don't like it. What are we talking about? Fucking cattle? Settle her in with a hug.
I'm gonna get this hug from behind.
Who wrote this?
A hug can determine a lot.
Shut the hell up.
Smell good, and she'll be thinking about you even when she gets home. I mean, I think that's
for sure. Number one comment I get in the meet and greets after shows is how good I smell, and I will not give away my scent.
I could see that. You always smell good,
but it's rare. I always smell fucking good.
It's pheromone, right? Skunk pheromone. They extract the semen from a skunk.
right from the anus.
I said the creepiest thing to this girl once. I felt so bad. I was like so fucking sweaty. After a show, I wore a sweater on stage. It was just like not a sweater on stage type of club. And I was literally profusely sweating. And I felt like I smelled like shit. And I'm doing the meet and greet and she smelled so good. And I was like, oh my God, like you smell so nice. I'm so sorry I smell like shit. And she's like, you don't. And I'm like, I didn't mean to be so creepy and tell you that you smelt really nice. And she's like, no, it's fine. But like, I was like, you were just like a breath of like dawn, not dawn, but like whatever I said, like, anyway. All right.
Next.
Be attentive. Stay off your phone. I mean, obviously.
Hello.
This guy wrote a list for fucking dumbasses.
Literally.
You always hear those stories about like the Tinder date that's like swiping on Tinder while they're on the date. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you see that stuff. Like, I was on a date with this guy and he was fucking on Tinder while we were on the date. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Lead the date. I mean, that's a hard one. Cause like, what does that mean? You order for her? Oh, she'll have the steak. Take a seat, champ. Like
backhand someone.
Like lead the. I get it that like they say like, oh, be assertive. Like don't be like, where do you want to go? Oh, where do you want to go? Like be like, we're going to Applebee's. We're going to Mammals.
I made a comment. First of all, y'all think that TikTok's got crazy comments? Facebook, my friend.
All these comments that I get are from Facebook. Always.
Me too.
It's the cesspool
people
of
are
crazy.
Fucking unhinged. Here's the thing too. I feel like we're like in this world where people just acquire social media, and there's never been like an ethics training.
Well, you know, it's funny
it.
that you say that, because now in the school system, it's called digital citizenship.
I love it. I think it's important. I think it should be mandatory globally.
We do it every year. We have to do it every year. It's like a 1-2 day course.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's literally, it means nothing to the kids because they've already have been.
Yeah, they're past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know their way around it.
It's like you taking a driver's class right now and they're like, hey, don't drive with one hand.
Should.
And you're like,
so,
okay.
So I, you guys, Gaspare and I clap back too much. It's my goal moving forward. Okay. Now I sent Gaspare one the other day. This woman straight up disagreed with the point I was making in a stand-up joke. And she called me a fucking idiot. Right. So then I went back and she said it was disgusting. I went back, I clapped back at her. And then she goes, well, you know what? As a stand-up comedian, if your stuff's going to be out there, you need to learn how to take criticism. And I said, here's the thing, Pam. Number one, I'll take criticism from my peers, people who have done and are doing this. Number two, what fucking world do you live in that you think you're going to call someone a fucking idiot and they're just going to say, thank you kindly, and cower at you and kiss your feet? They're not. So I checked your ass because you came correct and you were met with the energy that you presented. Next.
Well, you know, it's funny. Someone wrote, oh my God, you didn't even blur out their name. And I said, they wrote it
to me or you
on mine. And I
said, blur out your name. I said,
they wrote it publicly on my public post. They wrote publicly, you're not funny. Like yesterday, some guy, and I won't blow this guy up because like I don't give a fuck, but he's like, dude, you're so gay. I can't stand you. You're so gay. You're not funny. Now, I could really, you wrote it on a public comment. Like I could screenshot it and be like, hey, everybody, it doesn't bother me. They call me gay. I could give a shit less. Like, but I'm saying, but like, that's where you went. So now if I publicly shamed you and made fun of you, I would be the bad guy in this situation. It's like, you're on here. It's not even a good diss. Like, at least call me a Poontang. Like, you're just saying you're gay and unfunny. You're so gay and unfunny. Like, you just repeated yourself twice. And
the power of the block button, man. I've been really, since I sent that to you, I've been, I do it so hard.
But you get a lot more than me, probably. I don't get as much. Because you have a bigger following.
You don't like this? Here's the thing, and I'm preaching this to everybody. If somebody on my page, I'm giving you all of this for free. If you say even the slightest thing, if you meant it some way or not, I don't care. If it made me feel some type of way about me, block, gone. You're not invited here anymore because there's a person at the other end of this, and I don't need to see it. And just I need to double down on that block and like not say anything. It's a goal moving forward. Hold me accountable, Gaspare.
But I encourage it. But yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Whatever. All right.
Anyway, what's the next one?
So make sure to smile and keep eye contact. These are just like, this guy wrote this for someone who's never been outside in the world before.
Literally.
And also like, you don't want to be like
intense
eye contact, you know? All right. Make her laugh. Okay. Duh. Okay. This is stupid. Not stupid. This is one of those that's always a debate. And I actually do this and I get it. Always walk on the outside of the street. Now, I understand, like when I walk with my kids, I always keep them on the inside. Because like if God forbid Gaspare or Lucy let go of my hand and tried to run, they're next to the street. But like if I'm walking with Melissa, like I'm not worried about her running off into the street. You know what I mean? But now, like, if we're walking in the street, I do put her on the inside because I'm always like, if one of us is going to get hit, like the kids need you more than they need me. So I'll take the brunt of the hit. But like, if we're on the sidewalk, like, I don't know. Would you be like, Morgan, stand closer to the fences so I could take the hit on the sidewalk? Like,
I mean, like I have the same rationale as you.
Yeah.
But no, it's different when it's two guys.
All right. Always ask. This would piss the fuck off women. Always ask her how she's feeling and if she needs anything.
I hate that.
Can you imagine midway through the date? Hey, how you feeling? You need anything?
How you feeling? Do you need anything?
Tylenol? Like, you're having your period?
You
soon?
leave me alone.
Like, what would you even ask on a first date? How you're feeling? Like,
move on.
All right.
I hate it.
Keep the conversation interesting. No fucking does. Stay in the moment. Okay. This is an interesting one. Remember that no X
I think
exists.
you saying no duh makes us so old.
Yeah, I guess.
Remember that no X exists?
Remember that no X exists. That's a tricky one. I don't agree with that.
I have to say something. I don't agree with that. Later on, but on your first date, if they're talking about an ex, that's a red flag.
But how are they talking about them?
Date.
All right, we're on a date, Joe, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? How are you? You need anything? I'm staring you down. I'm smiling. And then I'm like, oh, what have you been doing the last few months? Like, did you ever have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? Like, were you with somebody else? Like I don't
think that's conversation for the first date.
But you don't want to know.
If they unprompted bring up their ex on a first date, personally, when I was dating, that was always a red flag that you're not over that person.
But what is
if you brought it up?
If they're like, oh,
sure, I want to know about
rare steak. Oh, Joey used to always order rare steak. Like, that's weird. But if you're like, so I just got out of a relationship. I've been in a relationship for the last 8 months. That's
great. That's it. That's probably all I need to know. Right. But if I'd say Gaspare, any more than I just got out of a relationship or I was in a long-term relationship and I've been single for this long. I think anything more than that is, and again, this is me when I was dating, it was always a red flag of like, this isn't, you haven't sought your closure on that yet, and I'm just a pawn in your chess piece. We're either doing this is going one way or the other. If it goes one way, I'm fine with it, but we're not like dating.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, as long as they're not like, oh, and we just bought a lake house together and we have a dog together, but we're not together.
I don't want to hear shit, Gaspare. And like later, and you guys, let us know in the YouTube comments for sure. As your relationship continues to grow, yeah, you want to learn a little bit more about that relationship and why it ended, because that can say a lot about the person you're about to date. But it's on the first date, that's a red flag.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I guess I'm not saying obsessed about it, but I just meant like I wouldn't care if they brought it up, an ex.
Okay.
All right. This is so fucking stupid. Know something about the menu so you can recommend it to her.
Okay, dumb.
Who gives a fuck? Like, hey, the lobster bisque.
I want to write this guy and just be like, have you been on a date?
Like, written by someone who's never been on a date. Okay.
Literally.
Handle the whole bill. Now, this is different probably in gay culture, right?
Morgan and I have split everything from day one.
Yeah, but I guess that
we still usually split things. Not really so much anymore. One of us will just throw it on a card. But in the very beginning but it is two guys.
Okay. So it's a tricky one. So I always pay everything, right? Always. I would never even think, like when we were dating, obviously now it's different, but like when we were dating, I would never think it. But I would say by like the third or fourth date, maybe even a little like later, like Melissa was like, let me pay, like, let me take you out for something, or let me, like, if we went out, like, you know, our first date was a picnic. So it didn't cost anything like in that moment, like it was cost stuff pre, but not after. So she was like, oh, let me like get dessert. You know what I mean? Like it was always like, you paid for something, let me pay for something. You know, I don't know. What do you got there, Joe?
A doll of me.
Who gave that to you?
Another comic from Vermont who does this. Her name's Meredith. She's super great. She just like brought it to me as a gift. She was on the show with me. It was super sweet.
It looks like a voodoo doll.
And I just have it here, so I just like grabbed it.
All right, this is a
very long sausagey torso.
That's right. This is a good one. I mean, this is the last one. Well, let her know you had a great time when you wrap up the date. I mean,
Or not.
All right. If she lets you drop her off, all right, let's unpack this first things first. Do you let someone pick you up on the first date?
I don't think so. Not in today's day.
I feel like before the first date, you already know so much about each other because of social media and because of like, you could know I could, if I went on a date with a girl right now, let's say we met on an app, right? Obviously, then I would Facebook her, Instagram her. Like I would know her Mima. You know what I mean? Like I would know everything
Literally.
about her before I went on the date. So like, if she was like, I'll pick you up. I mean, I wouldn't want her to pick me up, but like, I feel like, and she would do the same to me. And she's probably sharing her location with like all her friends, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it would be the craziest thing to get picked up. But I don't know. I haven't dated in a long time.
I mean, I guess not. Like there were serial killers back in the day.
And what about it? What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to. I would never get in a car with someone I don't know or someone I met on an app.
But like,
I'd fucking kill you, Gaspar.
But what's weird is like, then do they pull up to the door and then they
pull up to the Sri Lanka automobile gangsta with the bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. Yeah, they're in a Tonka color of a Willy Wonka.
What are you saying? Is this like some like gay culture thing? You guys like pull up and start speaking Sri Lankan? That's how you know.
Well, first things first, I'll eat your brains and then I'll start rocking gold teeth and bangs because that's what a motherfucking monster do. Monster Giuseppe Heel. That's the monster shoe.
Is this a Lady Gaga reference?
Nicki Minaj, but thank you. You're getting closer.
Okay. Barbara Streisand. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I also, it would be weird. Like if I picked her up and then I walk out to the door and the first time I'm meeting her, she's standing in her doorway. And I'm like, hello. Like like she opens the door and I'm there. Now we're talking on her Ring doorbell. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. Or what? Then I'm just waiting in the car. All right. So then drop her off at her door. Okay. I agree with that. I always used to walk, like when I used to date girls, I used to always walk them to the car door. I mean, I used to always walk them to the door. And then it says, text her when you get back to your own car to let her know that you got to your car safe. Where the fuck are you parking? That you're that, like, are you parking blocks away? Like, aren't you
tenderloin? Like, Jesus.
Aren't you parking in front of her house? All right. We've talked about this for far too long. I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for bearing with us. All right.
Emails. Send us your emails at thesocialstudiespodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. This one's called Golden Retriever Revenge. Hi. Love you both. Let's get right into it. Love you already. Let's get right into it. Here's some quick background. My husband and I bought a house 3 years ago, and we are both teachers.
Congrats.
My husband and I bought a house 3 years ago, and we're both teachers. We have 2 Goldens. In the years since buying the house, a school opened up and built their playground about 50 feet from our backyard.
Okay.
They also put a sound garden in, aka a drum set, about 25 feet from my 18-month-old's nursery window. Kids take huge sticks and just whack this thing. They have acres and decided to put it right next to our houses. Probably doesn't seem like a big deal to non-teachers, but I'm really not into listening to Recess on my maternity leave and trying like a big deal to anybody. Dude to sleep. Oh, for sure. They also do these crazy sing-alongs and have the entire school sit right behind our house. So for the revenge part, I know I'm an asshole. They have been purposely letting our golden retrievers out during the sing-alongs and recess, and they have been a menace, barking incessantly at them. My one dog stands there on a log like the Lion King and just goes for it in the middle of the wheels of the bus go round and round on Fridays, and I'm not even mad about it. I know. I should be nicer, but this first grade teacher just can't sing with the sing-alongs. The Soundgarden at recess squabbles on my time off. Yes, you can use my name. It's Aaron. Now, this is a two-parter, okay? One, great job, Aaron. Two, when she lets out those dogs, all the kids are like, the dog! And like not even paying attention anymore at all.
Now, I'm just trying to think. When I was dating Melissa, she lived in this house, and every Friday night, these people would have like a full-on mariachi band play in the backyard. Like every Friday night of the summer, they were rich. They would have like a full band come. It was like mariachi music, and they would play every Friday night, and it would just go on till like 2 a.m, and it was torture.
Really?
Because like I remember like we would be like trying to sleep, and it was just like a band playing. So I love how she called it a sound garden. Is that a elementary school term?
I guess so. I've seen them in like parks and stuff before.
Oh, that's like where there's like the drum. I was just picturing that band. Ooh, I want you, but I don't know if I need you. Remember them? Ooh,
yeah. Soundgarden. Yeah, for sure. The Easter Studies Podcast at gmail.com. This one's called 30 Students Plus Ecoli. I have taught 3 lab science classes in my 11 years of teaching. Biology, and then 2-year lab courses. Admin regularly thinks that it's fine to give me a full first-year lab and then put the second-year kids in there as well. Imagine the surprised Pikachu faces of admin when a kid smuggled E. coli out of the lab one day.
What? Wait, what?
You mean I can't watch 36 kids in a lab at once doing 2 different labs depending on the level of the students? Thankfully, they were not discreet in their next class, and the teacher caught them really easily. I did not get in trouble because I reminded them the class is supposed to be capped at 24, and there were people who added 12 more kids claiming to be second years, so it made the cap that actually broken. Love the pod. Brittany, feel free to use my name because I quit last year. Here's my first fucking question. Who's letting students play with E. coli?
I'm so confused right now.
E. coli Me too.
Thing? Like you just can have it in a little cup?
This is like biogenetic warfare. You can't just give people like E. coli samples, right? Could I like buy E. coli right now? Probably not.
No, you probably can, because where did she get the E. coli?
Go online right now and try to buy
everybody shit in a cup and then test it and then see who had.
Type into Google E. coli for sale.
But am I going to get like audited
by the government?
E. coli? Oh shit!
No, Gaspare.
It's like literally like super cheap biology. Where can I get E. coli? Oh, this is how you get it through
bad food.
Yeah, it's transmitted through consumption of food, raw undercooked meat, raw milk, raw vegetables, and sprouts. All right, where
sprouts?
Yeah,
I love sprouts. You
what the hell's a sprout?
Sprouts? Like what you put in like your
like Brussels
ramen and stuff. Yeah, no, like those bean sprouts.
All right, I'm on the Home Science Tools website. You can get Escherichia. I think that's what the E is. Escherichia coli bacteria. You could buy the live culture.
That seems wrong.
Wait, study E. coli, the intestinal bacteria used in. All these ads are popping up. How can we help you? Would you like more E. coli? Now I'm gonna have all fucking ads. You can study E. coli using this live culture. Then you have to deliver it at a specific time because you need to put it right in the refrigerator.
Seriously?
This is
no.
Okay. This safe K through 12 strain is commonly found in your intestine and not the kind that causes food poisoning.
Okay.
But it also comes with needles. You have to it's only $21.
What else can you buy on this site? What else can you buy on this site?
You can get enough.
Find something crazy, please.
You can get enough bacteria to streak 10 to 15 Petri dishes. You have to use it within 1 or 2 days, and there are no refunds.
Oh, I would assume that you can't just take back your E. coli.
The item only ships to street addresses within the contagious 48 states. What the fuck is the contagious 48 states?
Continental.
Yeah, but why are they calling it contagious? All right, Joe, things
because you can't just like ship E. coli to Hawaii and then they have like this
wouldn't it be the
epidemic,
continuous, not the contagious?
Who the hell knows? Give me some other shit on this website, right, though. What else can I buy?
You may also like, this is what came up. All right, more. Oh, you could get frozen E. coli. This way you can make an ice pop at home.
God.
Introductory
Shove it up your ass.
Just a set of introduction to bacteria, all the different.
I need to go on this website with you. Hold on.
HomescienceTools.com. Oh, it's in Montana. No surprise. What else are they doing? It's tax exempt.
HomescienceTools.com.
HomescienceTools.com. You could buy weird shit.
Yeah, you're getting sicker as time goes on. You can buy fucking owl pellets on this shit.
What is an owl pellet? To feed the owls?
What owls regurgitate from their mouths.
You know what? This makes sense. Because think about it.
This does make sense.
Someone's got to buy.
E. coli doesn't.
No, the E. coli does not. But someone's got to buy the pig. You know, the baby frozen pigs that you're going to.
You can buy baby frozen pigs on this thing?
No, but I'm saying there's got to be a place that sells that.
Dissection kits, dissection specimens.
Oh, hey,
I'll tell
Joe.
You what you can buy.
Go ahead.
What? You can buy a mammal heart, a fetal pig specimen, a mammal brain, which it doesn't say what kind of mammal.
That's the surprise.
Frogs, fish, mussels, crawfish, starfish, a cow eye, a dog shark, an earthworm, a pigeon, a snake.
Wait, you could buy the snake?
A squid, a rat, an even smaller fetal pig, a mammal's uterus, a grasshopper. This is insane.
Okay.
A lizard, a frog, obviously.
Okay.
A sheep's eye. Oh my God.
Now, I just ended up down a different wormhole, literally.
Okay. You can buy tadpoles on this thing. I might buy some tadpoles.
I just went on Etsy. You could actually buy E. coli or salmonella.
Yeah.
You could buy the bacteria on Etsy. Salmonella.
Can I buy tadpoles on Etsy? Can you look up if I can buy tadpoles?
Joe, you're buying salmonella. How can that be?
I got to tell you, Gaspare, I'm pretty sure other things on Etsy come with E. coli and salmonella. They just aren't selling the salmonella.
I don't know. And then I just found E. coli in a liquid form. You could just buy it.
Get 6 bullfrog tadpoles and watch them metamorphosize on a grand scale. When we ship these live tadpoles, they measure 2 inches long. For fucking sure we can. Yes, we sure can.
We should do that.
What are you about to hatch?
My kids would love it. I mean, I would do a science experiment, and Morgan would like to take care of that while you're away.
But here's the thing, though. I just want to make sure that I get some frogs that are native so I can release them ethically.
Oh, yeah, I was all about that, too.
Because it straight up says here, please do not release these frogs into the wild. If you are no longer able to care for your frog, we recommend rehoming the frog or contacting the Plant Protection and Quarantines Department.
Dude, you know what? My mind is just blown right now. Can you imagine I import some weird fucking tadpole?
Oh, my mind has already been there.
I'm Staten Island Dump Lake.
I'm to the part where the world ends. All right,
literally, I changed the whole ecosystem of Staten Island because, now we have deers in Staten Island. You know that, right?
I think you've told me.
So the deers have crossed the Staten Island Bridge. There's no other way for them to get here. So they had to have run right across the bridge in Jersey. There's no deers in Manhattan. There's no deers in the Bronx. There's no deers in Brooklyn.
Are there deers or are there deer?
There's deers because what happened was a few deers ran across the bridge, right? From Jersey. Okay. They just skedaddled over here and then they went in the woods and they had a bunch of sex. And then all of a sudden, literally tons of deers popped up and now it's becoming a hazard. Our old mayor actually came out and he said that we needed to neuter the deer.
Does Staten Island have its own mayor?
No, the mayor of New York City was like, the deer pond.
What's his name again?
Well, it was Bill de Blasio. Now it's Eric Adams. He actually came out and he was like, we need to neuter the deers. So they were tracking the deers and putting tags on them trying to.
I think the deer.
No, there's many. It's multiple.
Yeah, but I don't think we say, I think the plural of deer is deer.
The deers or the deer. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Like
I
moose.
think it's just, right.
Like, oh, there was 38 moose. Look at that.
Right.
Moose.
You're not going to say Moses. Right.
Yeah, but deers, let's look it up. Well, hold on. I'm looking right now at a bottle of E. coli. It just comes. It looks like.
I'm literally looking at Pacific Northwest tree frog.
Plural of deers.
This is insane.
Deer, animal. Oh, yeah, it's just deer. Oh, no, deers.
Yeah, no, it's not. Whatever you're reading is
correct to say deers? The plural of deer is deer. Yeah.
Right.
Deer is how people who are saying it incorrectly say the plural of deers. That's what the article said.
Mainly found in Staten Island, New York.
Is it correct to say reindeers?
Oh,
how
Gaspare,
about they're not real?
Someone said to us, to answer your question from the April 1st episode, hi, Joe and Gaspare. My husband and I have been together for 16 years and we do still send nudes to each other. Usually it's when he's out of town. I love it.
That's very sweet.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So
here's another one about nudes, by the way. Hi, Joe and Gas, longtime listener, first time caller. Finished listening to last week's episode and died laughing when y'all were talking about whether couples said nudes to each other and each other, what can be found on each other's phone. Here to tell you, after 14 plus years of being married with my husband, I still send him a little something every now and then. It's fun and keeps things interesting. Friendly reminder not to swipe right when somebody shows you their phone. You might get something more than what you signed up for. Love you both. Signed, Thea. Yeah, and yes, you can use my name.
Or maybe that's the perfect thing to swipe then. I'm going to just read this message. This is on our Instagram, the Social Studies Podcast Instagram. Mr. D on my big screen today in 4th grade classroom, mystery science video on April
I knew
Fool's
it was going to
Day.
be mystery science. I knew it. I get so many messages about this.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, she just said that. She just wanted to let us know she was showing it, which I thought was sweet.
Yeah, if you watch Mystery Science in your elementary school classrooms, I'm on the April 1st episode, which plays year after year after year.
Okay.
And I'm not mad about it.
All right. So you had said something on Instagram about how things cost more money in the airport.
And people were messaging us on our Instagram.
Someone wrote Erewhon brand water is
Erewhon.
Erewhon, never heard of it.
When I first saw it written, I also was like, I thought they were talking about earwigs.
I thought so too. I figured I could buy this on that website.
Legit.
Wait, are we buying bullfrogs and releasing them in Staten Island and creating a new system?
We have to figure out first if they're
like
native.
Just imagine, like you let
I'm not letting you do this.
Frogs loose, and then there's a frog epidemic, and you're responsible. Like, isn't that wild to think? Because like the deer, that first deer who crossed the bridge, he was like the pioneer. He was like the Christopher Columbus of the New Jersey Deers.
Yeah, the great sport team, the New Jersey Deer.
Well, their logo is the New Jersey Devils, which think about that. It's what that's based on, right? The New Jersey Devil. We talked about this on the pod, I think, once.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
It was like a woman, I think, and they believed she was a devil, and she like lived in the woods and was like running around and doing all this crazy shit, and they called her like the New Jersey Devil, and that's what they're named after.
Wild.
All right. Earwalks, Earwon brand water is 64 ounces. It's $36.
$36.
Can you imagine paying $36 for a fucking bottle of water?
$36. Is it? How much water is it? It better be fire hydrants.
So this is 25 ounces. So you're talking about almost 3 times the size of this. That can feed. That is enough liquid to feed a family for a full day. So if you look at it like that, you buy one giant jug and all day everybody drinks from it. That's actually not that. I mean, it's expensive as fuck, but like, I don't know. All right. 4 ounces of cashew butter is $42.
This place is known for being expensive, though.
What?
Erewhon.
Oh, Erewhon's not the brand of water. It's a food market in LA. I just figured that out through their messages.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, all right. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Someone just said airport food is marked up 220% at the minimum. $72 for a lukewarm cheeseburger and a third of a glass of wine. Yeah, I mean, but you don't really have a choice. Like, why would they not?
I wish I could tell you. Anyway.
All right, Gad, I know you want to read an email.
It's okay. The Amish. Hi, guys. I'm a little late to the game, but I was listening to your episode sometime in February about the Amish. I live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and took a class in college about the Amish. I lived with a family in Lancaster, also in Ohio. I am now really good friends with the family, with the Lancaster family. I've been to multiple weddings, multiple youth gatherings. I spent Christmas with them even, and sometimes go just to hang out. I can help you with any Amish questions that you have. Well, that was very sweet. I don't currently have any, but I do appreciate you giving us that.
Well, now we have that in our back pocket. Next time we fall down an Amish wormhole.
Maybe we'll bring up the Amish again. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for listening to the Social Studies Podcast. We love having you here. Again, you become a Patreon member at patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever else you listen. Subscribe to us on YouTube and write us in the comments because we're always reading what you have. You can follow us on Instagram also. It's a period in between every single one of these words, the Social Studies Podcast. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.